Leaving a legacy is such an important desire that we carry in our hearts. Everybody wants to have been significant, and I want to help you to do that. So leaving a legacy is paving the way for others to follow. Leaving a legacy is doing something that years after we have gone, we have left our mark on the world. And if you want to know how, stay tuned. So welcome to Real Life with Pastor Dwight, and we have been discussing what we need to do to be successful, to leave a legacy, to run, to win. And we have been using our athletes as an example of the ingredients necessary for success. And one other element that we need to discuss, in addition to all those that we have said before, is the element of discipline. And this is the key for our athletes, and it is key for us. Discipline, one author said, is the fuel of success. And without discipline, our athletes would never perform at the level that they do. They have to discipline themselves to a particular training regimen. They have to discipline themselves to an eating regimen. They have to discipline themselves to a sleeping regimen, and so much more. And in the same way, if we want to be professionally successful, we need a regimen. The Apostle Paul said, athletes are disciplined in their training. They do it to win a prize that will fade away, but we do it for an eternal prize. So I run with purpose in every step. I'm not just shadow boxing. I discipline my body like an athlete, training it to do what it should. I heard an interview with Shelly and Fazer, Mommy Rocket, in which she said sometimes she has to run until she throws up. He said we have to be disciplined in our training in the area of our calling to be successful. Proverbs says, give yourselves to discipline and instruction. Open your ears to tested knowledge. So this discipline may take on different forms depending on where we are in our learning curve. This could mean getting enrolled in an approved training course related to the area that you want to leave your mark in. And you will have to discipline yourself in that manner to increase your competencies. Now, this might mean that you have to discipline yourself by reading more. Philip Pape said, reading 1 hour per day in your chosen field will make you an international expert in 7 years. Now, how many of us would like to be an international expert? You see, reading leads to expertise, and expertise leads to success. And I know that many of us wouldn't mind just that level of success. However, in Jamaica, it is reputed that we don't read a lot. So Werner Herzog said this, those who read own the world, and those who watch TV lose it. So what if you decided today that you are going to be in the top % of your field? What would that look like? That would be just tremendous. Proverbs says, people with understanding want more knowledge, but fools want more foolishness. And I know I'm not speaking to any fool right now. So highly successful people are readers. They read about 60 books per year. For you to be successful, it could also mean being mentored by someone who is ahead of you in your field, meaning somebody who has been there and done that. What am I saying? There are no shortcuts to physical conditioning, and in the same way, there are no shortcuts to business or professional conditioning. And unfortunately, too many people are running aimlessly. They never win the prize because they refuse to train. And the word discipline is almost like a dirty word in our culture. It isn't easy, I know that. It isn't fun, I know that. Yet discipline is essential to your legacy. It's essential to your success. And in addition to discipline, we also need focus and commitment. And focus and commitment will determine whether you view your business or your professional desires as a recreational sport or a pro competition. And in today's world, commitment is just a dying quality. It was known in the previous generations. They had a stronger sense of duty and responsibility, yet it is just woefully lacking in this generation and in the younger generations coming up. You see, when life gets tough, many of us check out our other options and alternatives. And we see this trend in almost every area of life. Focus and commitment, stick-to-itiveness has become almost passé. Yet, Olympic champion quality performance cannot be achieved without it. And many people don't remember that Usain Bolt got eliminated in the heats of the 2004 Olympics. He didn't even make the semis. Yet his character was shown in his response to the loss. It demonstrated focus and commitment for him to come back from that loss and now be the GOAT, the greatest of all times in regards to sprint. The Apostle Paul expressed it this way: "But one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining towards what is ahead, I press on towards a goal to win the prize." He was focused and committed to completing his own race. He didn't give up, even when the going got tough, even when it seemed that he has failed in previous time. He kept the end game in mind, the end goal in mind. And we too must keep the end in mind in this race of life. Focus and commitment makes the difference between those who leave a legacy and those who don't. Let me ask you a question. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how is your discipline? I need you to write that down. And anything below a 7 or an 8 requires work. You see, we have to commit that area to the Lord. We have to ask Him to help us change, because you need it. Then on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how is your focus and commitment? In the same way, anything below a 7 or an 8 requires work. Attend to it. Change your attitude. Remember, attitude, not aptitude, determines your altitude. So we need to develop an attitude that we need for the aptitude that we desire. Well, that's all for today. Why don't you leave a comment below? Tell me what you feel about what I've been saying. Then while you're at it, like this video and subscribe to this channel, won't you? Anyway, God bless you. Real good. See you next time.